Okay, so here's the problem for skill 3. Write a polynomial function f with rational coefficients such that 6 is a 0 with multiplicity 3, negative 2 is a 0 with multiplicity 2, and 1 plus the square root of 2 is a 0 with multiplicity 1. Lastly, make sure that the function has a y-intercept of 864. So the first thing that I did is I wrote out the zeros that it gave us in the problem. And so the first one is x minus 6, and that's cubed because that 0 has a multiplicity of 3. And then it's x plus 2, and that's squared because that 0 has a multiplicity of 2. And then you have x minus 1 plus the square root of 2, and then x minus 1 minus the square root of 2. If you look at my next two steps, those were just the steps that I took to factor out each of the zeros, just to the point where it was like you were clearly able to see that all of the coefficients for each of the terms was going to be rational. So I wanted to show that the square root of 2 would eventually go away so that everything would be rational. And then the last thing that I wanted to make sure of is that it had a y-intercept of 864. And the way that I knew that this was going to have a y-intercept of 864 is I took the negative 216 and then the 4 and then the negative 1 and I multiplied all of those together, because if I were to have multiplied everything out completely, those three numbers would have been multiplied together to give me the y-intercept. So just by multiplying those three numbers together while everything else is still not completely multiplied out, proved that the y-intercept was going to be at 864. So the final function is x cubed minus 18x squared plus 108x minus 216 times x squared plus 4x plus 4 times x squared minus 2x minus 1.